Hey guys, Erratic Gamer again. My next video will be Mount&Blade Warband. It's a really fun game that I really like. Alright, here we go. Let's have fun. Alright, let's get started on Mount&Blade Warband. I am actually extremely, like I said in the introduction, I'm actually very excited to be playing this game for you guys. It's one of my favorite games. Now, it's... Alright. Welcome, adventurer, to Mount&Blade Warband. Before beginning the game, you must create your character. Remember that in the traditional medieval society depicted in the game, war and politics are usually dominated by male members of nobility. That does not, however, mean that you should not choose to play a female character or one who is not of noble birth. Male nobles may have a somewhat easier start, but women and commoners can attain all of the same goals, and in fact, you may have a much more interesting, if more challenging, early game. That is actually very true. Being a female comes with a lot more different tasks than playing a male in this game. So let's just go with a veteran warrior, my father. As a child, your family scrabbled out meager living from your father's wage as a guardsman to the local lord. It was not an easy existence, and you were too poor to get much of an education. You learned mainly how to defend yourself on the streets, with or without a weapon in hand. You started to learn about the world almost as soon as you could walk and talk. You spend your early life as... go with street urchin to put some of my fighting up, and all this stuff actually does affect the game. Now, if I were to go back and choose everything else up over on the top over here, I would then be able to become a noble right away. As a girl growing out of childhood, you took to the streets doing whatever you must to survive, begging, thieving, and working for gangs to earn your bread. You lived from day to day in this violent world, always one step ahead of the law and those who wished you ill. Then as a young adult, life changed, as it always does. You became... let's go with... I somehow got smart. Now, you can choose which one you want to do. You know, to choose, like... you can choose something like personal revenge if you want to kill someone, whatever. All these things over here, they're actually really, really interesting on which one you choose. Now, back to the reading, though the distinction felt sudden to you, somewhere along the way you had become a woman, and the whole world seemed to change around you. You found yourself as a student in the university of one of the greatest cities, where you studied theology, philosophy, and medicine. But not all your lessons were learned in the lecture hall. You may or may not have joined in with your fellows as they roamed the alleys in search of wine, women, and a good fight. However, you certainly were able to observe how a broken jaw is set, or how an angry townsman can be persuaded to set down his club and accept cash in compensation for destruction of his shop. But soon everything changed, and you decided to strike out on your own as an adventurer. What made you take the decision was, let's go with, I got kicked out of home. Only you know exactly what caused you to give up your old life and become an adventurer. However, you know you cannot go back. There's nothing to go back to. Whatever home you may have had is gone now, and you must face the fact that you're out in the wide, wide world, alone to sink or swim. Become an adventurer and ride on to your destiny. Alright, now here you get to choose the certain things that you're able to do, like Iron Flesh. Let's get rid of that. Like Iron Flesh, it adds health to your character. Now with Iron Strike, it adds force to your blows, more damage. Throwing, as you can probably guess, just like strike or draw. Throw is throwing something, draw is with a bow. Weapon Master makes it so you can learn these a lot faster in combat. Shield is for using a shield, running. Horse, shooting on a horse, stealing shit, training people, tracking shit, tactics and whatnots, pathfinding. Now that one speeds up and increases your level on the map. You'll see when it gets started. Now, spotting, being able to see what's in front of you because there is fog in the game on things there. Controlling your inventory, making it more, there's more things to put in there. Wound treatment, saving people, building shit, talking people into shit, capturing people, getting more people and doesn't cost as much to get people, and trading your shit. Strength goes into Iron Flesh, Power Strike, Power Throw, Power Draw. I think that's about it, so put some into there. Agility, running and shit, capturing and shit. looting and tracking and all that. I think. No, it's intelligence. Never mind. Let's put something into there. Now we need charisma for leadership and trade. You can actually gain money, which is dinars in this, from capturing people and selling them to Ramun, the slave trader. Alright. What else do I want? I would like to persuade people into giving me sex. Put some draw on that. And now over here you get to choose which one you're better at, which it should give you, depending. I personally don't like one-handed weapons. I enjoy two-handed weapons. Alright, my character now. You can also make her very old. Wrong one. You can make her very old, which doesn't look like it affects. Yeah, it does affect her pretty badly. You can also mess with things over here to make it look more the way you want it to. Now, there are 5 factions, if I'm correct. 1, 2, 3, 6 factions. I prefer the Vaegrs for what they can do to people on the field. Now you have come through the Vaegr Highlands, a plateau exposed to the bitter winds from the north. The land here is frozen for most of the year, but the forests are rich with fur-bearing game, and the rivers are teeming with fish. The riches of the land draw the traders, but the traders in turn draw bandits. You saw the occasional dark figure mounted on a shaggy pony, watching the passage of your caravan from the snowy ridge, and were glad when the spires of Raven came into view across the wide valley of Bullock River. You are exhausted by the time you find the inn in Rivendell and fall asleep quickly. However, you awake before dawn and are eager to explore your surroundings. You venture out onto the streets, which are still deserted. All of a sudden, you hear a sound that stands the hairs of your neck on the end, the rasp of a blade sliding from its scabbard. Alright, first part of combat. As you can see, it's pretty nice. I missed, though. Bring out your sword. You can also control which way you're hitting depending on the mouse. And I just stabbed you. You can also go into first person and zoom with shift. This is the merchant. I'm not going to go into this right now because I just want to show you what the combat is like, the map, and all that. All he's going to want is to see if I want to join his brigade and take out one of the High Lords. So this is what the map looks like. Do not let it fool you. It fooled me at first when I played this game when I was 15. You know, now it's about 5 years later, and it's still awesome. So we're going to go into here, and this is everything, like the arena, castle, marketplace, all of that. The game usually gives you something to start with, but not that much cash. There's an armory and arms. And also, depending on what your level of strength is at, same thing with other things, you will not be able to use certain weapons. Well, they don't have what I want, but either way, let's go into combat. These guys should not be too difficult. They're only footmen. You can also pay them to not mess with you, but fuck it. And you can surrender, but then they will take you enemy, and renown is a thing as well, as you can see in the bottom left, that is important for you to get. So lords and kings and certain people might want to recruit you into their kingdom. Now, there are some mods with this that make that a completely different game changer. I will show them to you if you actually like the game. So, this is what combat is like. And you can block depending on which way they're about to attack you. Usually when they have a king, they're a lot more frightening, but these are deserters, and they have nobody leading them or telling them what to do. Which is also why they attacked me, or I will attack them, because they have no money. And as you can see, he is running away. He has lost morale. Now when they lose morale, they will try routing. And the more people you kill, or the certain things that you do around the world, Calradia, you'll get money and things. And now I lost, knocked unconscious. So it says what you did to them right here, and now they've taken me prisoner. Now when I get out, I'm going to kick their ass. Now another cool thing about this game, depending on where you are at, is how the map will look. So I'm up on a hill and there's trees. As you will see now, that river is actually very strange to be there. Okay. There are now trees, and it's a little bit more mountainy and bumpy. You can also check where they are on the map and how fast they are moving. Now, this is the horse combat. You can charge, which will do damage to them if this was a charge horse, but since it is not, it will only stun them for about a second. And your horse can also get damage. It takes a couple of times for your horse to die on the map. It can get crippled after a few times dying, and shortly afterwards, the horse will die. It will flip you over and fuck you up. How you knock people out, though, is by charging them with your horse, knocking them out with your hands, or using some form of a blunt object to do that. So I'm actually going to try right now to knock them out. The weapon I mainly use in this game now is a hammer, because you are able to do that a lot easier. This guy, for some reason, thinks he can win. Oh, he is now running away since he realizes, oh, no, he's coming back. Okay, I cannot. Pikemen actually stop your horse from moving, which makes it also harder. And now this is all their crap, which I will be selling to get my hammer. Also, depending on the trees or what time of the day it is, will also depend on how fast you move. Now, if it's raining and you are in combat, it will actually make it so where your people are slower, your aim is pretty bad, and all of those things. Also, depending on your renown, you can also then recruit certain people into your military. Okay, now I'm actually going to be doing a tournament to show you. Now, because I'm not a noble or anything like that, I cannot go into the feast and meet the king and other people, but I can join the tournament and see who's there. The king will be fighting in the tournament with us. Now, he can be pretty difficult. You can also bet on yourself to get more money if you win. So, there's two teams right now. I have a sword sister on my side. It's pretty dope. They're pretty good, actually. Now, that's what happens when a horse goes down. I sadly joined the tournament with some health missing from my last battle. I completely forgot about that. But that should not be an issue. Oh, so, yeah, this fool coming at me. Oh, God. Hired blade, so that was a merc. You can also hire them. Just as a king probably, this as the king probably did right now. So now there's 4 teams, 4 people against 4. Nope, 4 against 4 on every single team. We are the red, everyone else is a different color. I just got Kratos. He's actually one of the highest people in the tournaments. You don't really ever see him outside of them unless somebody contracts him. I'm pretty sure that's how it is. In some of the mods too, there's guns brought into it, or there's certain places and time in the game where there would be guns, or there would be these certain things, which I find pretty Interesting. I did not even notice my health was going down. Your shield can also break as well if it is not durable. And since I got him, I have now leveled up. Put on some more money. Now the king is still in the game, and a lot of other people as well. That's weird, they're doing 2 teams with 1 fighter in it. They don't usually do that this early on. Fuck you. Fuck you. Okay. That's just knock out. Can't even hit the horse anymore. Okay, 2 teams with 3 fighters each. That changes it. And it's got stabbed. Let's try and take out these horses as fast as possible so they do not come and mess me up. There we go. Axes actually have a better advantage on the field, in my opinion. Okay, he's out. My athleticism is not that good, so I can't be running that fast. On some of the mods, the athleticism will be up by over 300, and people are running extremely fast and fighting extremely fast. Now, where is the guy that I'm... Oh, there he is. I think that is the king. That is the king. I'm pretty sure. Yep, that was King Yorgalakak. And I should be fighting him one more time. Nope, he is actually out of the game, which is surprising because the kings usually try and stay in the fight as long as they can, because they don't want somebody with my nobility, which I don't even have, on the field. There we go. Alright. So now I should have a lot of dinars. Got 3,686, which is pretty nice. Now I can join the feast. Now if I was a guy, I could be hitting on the girls, but I cannot for some strange reason. Damn games like this. And the mods, you're actually able to hit on the chicks when you are a chick, which I find fucking awesome. Same thing with a guy and a guy. You know, let's do some taboo in this time and age. Now I meet the king finally. He says his piece. He doesn't really ever meet a woman that aspires to lead men to battle, be these dark, troubled times, and I, for one, will not turn away hands that can grip a sword, should their owner be brave and loyal. Now, when I get better at it, he will then see that I'm able to fight for him. But I cannot. Now, I can then threaten him, saying that if I were to take a castle by force, or if I were to marry one of the lords, that would then put me in a standing of politics with them. Or one of their competitors might be open-minded, which she will not take kindly to that, or I can join him without a thief. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, I have not shown him yet, so no. I can also take tasks from him and execute people, or do taxes, or things like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this for part 2. Now, I'm going to buy my blade that I want. I can't use this yet, but I will be able to very soon. Actually, wait. Am I able to? I think I am. Yes, I can now. Alright, so that is the end of Mount&Blade Warband. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you do, I'll be making a part 2 showing maybe more things that you can do, and possibly some mods that are really fun in the game. Alright, please like and subscribe.